Today I'm going to tell you a story about a woman who faced heartbreaking challenges on her journey to become a mother. Despite numerous attempts and countless disappointments from doctors, she refused to give up. In her desperation, she decided to take the most unusual way, the demonic path. Before we dive in, please remember to hit the like button to support this episode if you're enjoying it, and subscribe to the channel to receive notifications about our weekly episodes. So, let's get into it. There was a wonderful couple who had everything they could wish for, purchased with their nice earned money. But there was one thing they couldn't have: a child. Nicole and Tom tried every way. The doctors, the pills, the herbals, and whatever they could find. They got frustrated and lost hope. The doctors had tested them, and Nicole was the one with the problem. She felt suffocated in all the pressure of gossips and whispers. One night, Tom decided to leave her. He said he never thought this would happen, but he wanted a child of his own blood. He didn't want to adopt someone else's child. Nicole was devastated. Tears streamed down her face wherever she went, a constant companion to her grief. One sympathetic neighbor reached out to Nicole, offering a glimmer of hope. She told her there is a lady who can do miracles. When Nicole inquired about this mysterious woman's methods, the neighbor simply whispered that she works in mysterious and divine ways. Nikki got the address to Lady Aphrodite. Yeah, people called her that because of what she does. At first, Nicole expected a weird house with old tiles, broken windows, or maybe even spider webs just like horror movies, and a stinky old lady with a lot of hair. But instead, she found herself in a big mansion with a lot of expensive statues and chandeliers. She couldn't believe it. A woman came down the stairs, and unlike what she thought, she was so young and so beautiful. She introduced herself as Aphrodite. Nikki was stunned. She just said, "Hi." Then Lady Aphro took her to the main hall and called her maid to bring them tea. Something about this woman just calmed Nicole down, like she had a relaxing vibe. Then she asked Nikki to tell her story. She suddenly burst into tears. She told her everything about Tom, the doctors, even the yoga, the herbals, and everything she did. When it came to Tom, she cried louder. She felt betrayed, almost like he cheated on her. She talked about how he abandoned her for his own ego, having a child of his own blood. All this time, Lady Aphrodite was all ears. She listened carefully for about 2 hours. Eventually, Nikki was finished talking and asked how Aphrodite is gonna help her. She drank her tea and responded calmly that Nikki has to relax and join her in the bathroom. Nikki was shocked. Aphrodite told her it's just a bath. When they arrived in the bathroom, it was a big space, almost like a room filled with a lot of candles circling around a giant tub. When Nikki took off her clothes and entered the water, Lady asked her something that worried her a bit. She asked if she was ready to do whatever it takes to get revenge from Tom for his betrayal and have her own child. As she was enjoying the warm water and soothing vibe around her, she said yes, not knowing what's coming next. Lady Aphrodite said now she needs to be baptized. She said she was when she was born. Lady smiled. She said it's a different kind, to counter the first one she got. At this point, Nicole almost knew what's gonna happen, but after all she went through, she didn't give a shit anymore. She just wanted to prove that she can be a mother. Lady came forward, got her out of tub and drained all its water. She called her maids to bring the holy blood. Nikki didn't know what to say or how to react. She was indecisive. On one hand, she wanted to see this through, and on the other, she was a bit terrified. Anyway, she decided to stay and do whatever Lady Aphro asks her to do. As she was lost in her thoughts, the tub was filled with thick blood. Lady Afro took her hand and gently helped her get in. Nikki was shivering at first, but as it went on, she felt calm again, just like when it was water. Then Lady told her to get under. She held her breath and just did it. At this point she was all compliant, no matter what, because it felt so freeing. She was wondering where the blood came from. Lady Afro all of a sudden said that it was a fresh pig blood from a slaughterhouse, like she could read her mind. When it was over, she was asked to get out and clean herself, only to get ready for the next step. They entered a room, almost dark and empty, just some candles around. Then Aphrodite started to draw a symbol on the floor. It was round with some other lines, stars and marks in it. She asked Nikki to sit in the middle. Then they brought a baby goat inside. Aphrodite gave her a butcher knife and asked her to spill the goat's blood and drink it. Nikki had never hurt a living thing, but she thought about the bath in the pig's blood. So what's so different? She drank some of that anyway when she was under. So she took the knife and slit its throat. Just a little scar. Lady Afro picked up a cup and put it under it. When it was almost filled, she gave it to Nikki. Nikki drank it as quickly as possible, but she felt the warmth and bitterness despite her effort. Then she was asked to read a passage, English letters but unknown words. She had no idea what it was or meant. Aphrodite told her that now she's ready. Nikki thought this was the ritual, but it was only the preparation. The real ritual needed some ingredients. Aphrodite had listed them for Nikki: human blood, a fetus, crow bones and goat's horns. She asked how she get it all. Lady showed her a jar with a little human fetus in it. Also crow bones and goat's horn were already there in the room. Now Nikki's only challenge was to find blood, a lot of it. It should have been enough for her to float in. Nikki was wondering what to do. She never even thought of hurting anyone, but now she has to kill someone and bathe in their blood. Suddenly, Aphrodite gave her an idea. Who wanted a child with his own blood and left Nicole for it? Exactly, Tom. The only thing to do now was to lure him to the house and get him in the bathroom. She picked up the phone and simply made the call. She started to cry on the phone and asked Tom to try it for one last time. Just one of the usual sexes in the bathroom. Tom told her that he's seeing someone and he couldn't. Nikki thought, well, not so bad. 2 birds with 1 shot. Nikki told him that he owed her at least a chance, even if someone else is gonna be involved. Tom discussed it with Piper, the new girl. She was all down for it. Piper just wanted to torture Nicole emotionally, not knowing she's got something else coming up. Nikki invited them to the house. She already had roofies dissolved in their wine, so she had a little bit of time before they pass out to get them both in the tub. When they arrived, they started to drink and talk. She made it a little bit dirty and asked about their fetishes. It worked eventually, because when she told them to get into the tub, they agreed. Then Nikki went to the kitchen and brought the knife she bought for this task. Lady Aphrodite was sitting in the bedroom waiting for her. When Nicole opened the bathroom door, she found them naked and passed out in each other's arms, floating on the water. So she called the lady. Then Aphrodite drained all the tub's water and turned her face to Nikki. Now she knew what she was supposed to do. Nikki got their bodies out and slit their throats. While holding their neck on the edge of the tub, she felt the adrenaline in her veins. It was just like the baby goat she trained on. It wasn't easy for her, but she did it anyway. Now she had the tub filled with their blood. Lady Afro came in and threw the crow feeders in the tub. Then she told her to slowly push the goat horns in her vagina. Then she opened the jar, took out the fetus and put it in her other hand. She told Nikki to start eating the fetus while she was reading a passage in an unknown language. When there was nothing left of the fetus, Aphrodite ended her whispering, but Nikki didn't feel anything. When she asked why she's not feeling anything, Lady told her to be patient and just take a shower and go to bed. and not to worry about the mess in the bathroom. Ladies' crew came in, cleaned everything, and took the bodies with themselves. Nicole just went to bed, while Aphrodite was outside in the living room. In the middle of the night, she felt something like a tickling but on the inside. She woke up and saw her belly swelling. At first, it was just a tickle, but then it started to hurt. The pain grew as the fetus in her womb. Lady Aphrodite came in, smiling and seemingly pleased with what she found. Nicole started to scream loudly. Aphrodite started to rub her belly in circles and whispering something. Nikki could see now that the baby was struggling to get out. Its claws were scratching her skin. She couldn't take the pain anymore. She begged the Aphrodite to kill her and put her out of misery, but Aphrodite was enjoying it. She knew that the baby had to find its way out while the mother was alive. Eventually, the baby tore her skin and came out. A very ugly creature with a pair of horns and claws. Nikki bled to death while Aphrodite was thanking and smiling at her. She picked up the baby and wrapped it in a sheet. She took the baby back to her mansion, knowing she had what she needed. Before sunrise, the devil came to her and took the baby. He told Aphrodite now that she delivered what he needed. She could have her powers back. Right before sun comes up, Lady asked him why he needed this. He answered while smiling that this is the beginning of the end. So, what do you think? Did the humanity end? Since I'm talking to you, of course not. So you can sleep tight and have your sweet dreams. Just before you turn into bed to your colorful dreams, tell me, have you ever retaliated on someone? What was it about and what did you do? Share your memories with us in the comments and don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to the channel for future videos. Till the next time, see ya.